What's going on, everybody? This is David Mitchell here, and welcome back to Fan to Train episode 63. And this is the Train Galore video. And yeah, I know I'm about to do it on the weekend. A little late on that, but yeah, like get ready. We're doing the colon and stuff first. Hey, Brightline, you there, bud? Hold 1 minute. Brightline, have it on mute. Oh, no. Okay. Hey.
Hey, I need to go in like 7 minutes so I can talk right now.
All right.
I was unpacking my suitcase for my trip.
Oh, where are you headed, man?
No, I came back.
Oh, so why were you in Indiana?
I went to Beach Grove, the Amtrak show.
Oh, that freaking awesome!
It was cool.
Hey,
I got Talgo plates, like from like Talgo's builder plates.
oh, those are nice, man.
Here. That's my go. Here, I'll send the third one. I know where it is.
Hey, have you heard about the 2 train derailment in Ohio?
Yeah.
2 of them.
Could you save the train simulator segment for like a little bit later?
Oh yeah, I could do that later on because in a couple of minutes I got the model train magazines that I'm going to review. You know?
Yeah, I just gotta go for like 10 minutes. I'll be back. Not yet. Here, I'll send the picture to the chat.
All right. But we got Brightline in. Another guy in. 1 minute. Speaking of that, Brightline have his, thing on mute.
What happened?
Brightline have his mic on mute.
Yeah.
Oh, he eating right now. He eating.
Here, I'll send pictures to the chat. And I'm back.
Welcome back, Brightline.
Yeah. It's great, man. So,
Hey,
how's it going?
Doing good. Oh, look at the builder plate. Look at the builder plate that he sent to us.
Nice.
God damn, those are cool. But guys,
I sent some photos from Beach Grove.
dude, that freaking awesome.
Nice. So, about the derailment that happened in Ohio. I mean, fumes going up there. Yeah. Drop my phone. My bad.
Ugh. 2 train derailment in less than 4 days. Am I right?
Yep.
Jesus.
Hold on. And there's been some airplane accidents too. Yeah. That's silica gel. Yummy.
Oh, speaking of that, I want to talk to you guys about this. Did you heard about one of Amtrak new trains just started running a couple of days ago?
Where?
In the Gulf.
Gulf?
From...
Oh, the Gulf Coast. I think we're talking about the Siemens train sets.
I'm talking about, from Louisiana to Mobile.
Yeah.
That just started a couple of days ago. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That a victory right there. That is a victory.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, ain't it?
Yeah. I was actually doing my boarding pass. I was at the airport on the way back and almost lost my boarding pass.
Hey, speaking of that, did you guys see the video I posted in group talking about Pastor Rail making a comeback?
No.
Pastor Rail.
Oh, that's a bunch of alcohol. All right.
I was actually making an analysis on the challenges of bringing high-speed rail to America.
Perfect.
Saying is a high-speed rail can work in the U.S. It can. It's just that the problem is that we got suburbanites, gritty car lovers, car companies who are scared of rail, who will do anything they can to try to stop it. Am I right?
Yeah. Right. Here for that, but whatever.
But am I right?
Probably. Yeah, you're half right. But right behind the car companies and the airlines is the big oil industry.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, once oil start running out, they won't have anything to do, you know?
Yeah. Whoever controls the airlines and the car companies are the big oil tycoons.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones who are afraid of American high-speed rail.
Because it will screw them up, which I hope it does. We're already seeing the beginning phases down in Florida with Brightline. Am I right?
Yes, I actually put that on my analysis too.
Seeing is it that everybody say high-speed rail can't work here in the U.S. That bull crap, it can. The people are saying that are suburbanites, car lovers, and the oil companies, and everything else that run them. Am I right?
Yeah. Okay, so let me try to send you an analysis that I've been making on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what happened?
Oh,
there we go.
but my team.
Challenges of bringing high-speed rail to America. Oh, I just misspelled America. Instead.
There are challenges to bringing high-speed rail here to the U.S., but we can do it, you know?
Yeah, I'm back and grab the wrong bag.
Oh.
That's my dad. So I was like, wait, why is there alcohol in my bag? Oh, it's not mine.
That a oof.
Yeah. My laundry.
Oh, yeah. I see it. I'll probably save that for another live stream, but yeah, but hey guys, look at the model train magazines that I got.
Alright guys, I'll be back in around like 15-20 minutes.
Alright. Hey Brightline, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Do you see the model train magazines that I got?
Yeah, I saw them. They're kind of cool.
Dude, I think one top notch one because it got almost 15 track plans in it. Oops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not bad, you know, having a good amount of track plans, you know?
Trek actually published some art on its profile picture. Well, not its profile picture. Posted some art on Instagram.
Hey,
fan art.
Oh, you remember that animated Amtrak person that they did?
Yeah.
Turns out it was on a real person.
Oh, nice.
Not even joking.
That's what they did.
That crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
You know
see that art, right? First, it's the Amtrak train voyage with the surfer liner.
Ooh, it have not popped. It have not popped up on.
Riding a horse.
It have not popped up yet.
What?
It have not popped up in the group chat yet.
It's already popped up. I'm not sure.
Probably a little delayed on my end.
Oh.
It happened, but I'll be honest. Rail have more of a fighting chance now than it had ever before. Am I right?
Yes.
Like, we're starting to see people move from airline back to rail. Like, even the news been talking about it. Like, we put a video talking about it in the group, you know?
Yes. Exactly.
And that a big step forward. That actually is a victory for our community.
Yep. I understand.
Am I right?
Yeah, I'm absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Oops. What the? Hey, did you remove the link?
Yeah, I just removed the link. It was misspelled. All right, let me try it again. There.
There we go. It look a lot better now. But you are in America.
Oh my god!
It's Jeez!
I was only roasting my husband. Rock and roll to the world. Oh, check out my new intro, guys.
Oh yeah. Val put the new intro to her YouTube video.
Check out my intro, bitch. Woo! It's Velly Poo. Check out all the Velly Poo. David Bud. David Bud. Turn around and tell them what you see.
Oh my god, Val did acting like a little goofball. You know what I'm saying, Bright Line?
Alright, it's yours.
Yeah,
Bye.
Here's the analysis that I was making today. So you see, I've been making. It has 4 pages of why the obstacles of bringing high-speed rail to America.
Mm-hmm. Like, I have to agree. Like, I already seen some of the obstacles. Like the oil company. Let's be honest, they're going to play dirty. Am I right?
Yes. In my analysis, it says that. Let's see here. Right in my analysis, it says big oil still lives on the late 1800s and still influences our government today. The family who owns the oil companies have a lot of power over our lives, and I mean a lot of power. They provide fuel for our cars and planes. They see high-speed rail as a major threat to their businesses, just like they did to the electric car back in the 1990s.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And heck, someone even made a water power car and they killed him. And they would cover it up.
Yep. Yes, exactly. The
thing is that these people are going to eventually fucked up. You know, they're going to eventually, get cocky. And the thing is, what I warn you never get cocky, because eventually when you get cocky, you start screwing up. Am I right?
Yep.
And the thing is that it might sound crazy, but I think we're in the beginning stage of seeing that happen. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Like, I think oil company, with their power, I think they won't have that much longer of control over the country. I think before the end of the decade, I think the oil companies are not going to have a good time.
Well, I believe the people who own the oil companies are actually richer and they have more power global on the U.S. economy, not just America, but the world in general.
I can't control my laugh.
My thing is that it only a matter of time before their influence fall, because everything that happened influence always falls in the end. Am I right, Brightline?
I believe so. Yeah.
And my honest opinion is that I do think that the oil companies are going to have problems because more and more people are
You
charging.
there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Right line. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. My tablet is getting old. I need to get a new one soon. You know.
I see.
Sit like my phone.
Technical difficulties.
I need to get a new phone too.
Oh yeah, I know.
But I'll be on it, Brent. I'll be.
All right. What?
This is what I'll be on it about. People are getting more conscious about the environment, with it getting harder for the oil company, you know? The thing is that the people who are controlling the oil company, they will lose favors, you know?
Well, they were the ones who actually funded climate groups, like climate activist groups.
The reason why they did that is for control, you know?
Yes, exactly.
It based on control, am I right?
Yes. You know, though, I mean, I believe the family that actually established the oil industry
Was Standard
is
Oil.
the same family that actually, yeah. You know, you've heard about Standard Oil, right?
Yeah,
the
and
history of Standard Oil.
Rockefeller. The Rockefeller.
Yeah, Rockefeller. Yeah. They're the same family that owns the oil companies, which is true, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Even though the oil company's been split up, they still control a lot, you know?
Yeah, true.
And then my point is that they control everything, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And most people don't realize that.
The forward.
If you study history, you will notice that John D. Rockefeller established this entire industry.
Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is that the Rockefeller, they did trick the railroads into working with them, and in the end, the railroads got screwed out because of them. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. If the railroad back 100 years ago, back almost 200 years ago, seeing what was going to happen today, they would said no to Standard Oil just to stop disasters from happening, you know?
I mean, the Rockefellers have been done shady businesses during the past century.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, John D. Rockefeller had actually bought out other oil companies. You know how he did that? By screwing other oil companies up.
Yeah, and I'm surprised.
Screwing up his competitors.
Mm-hmm. And then he also made deals with the railroads, you know. I'm gonna bring it up. If the railroad knew what Rockefeller was up to and what was going to happen, they would never have helped him, you know? Am I right?
You're absolutely right. Absolutely.
And thing is that if railroad knew what was at stake and what was going to really happen, they would said no, you know? My point is...
I mean, Henry Flagler was part of the Standard Oil Company before he established the Florida East Coast Railroad.
Mm-hmm. True. And the thing is that he did run that railroad amazingly until the Great Depression screwed everything up.
Yeah.
That would screw him up.
Yeah.
My point is that this is what I'm going to bring up. Because of the stuff from the past, we are trying to clean up their F-ups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh, so that's here.
And the oil company, they know if high-speed rail make itself notice, it's going to be not good news for them. You know what I mean?
Yes, I remember in 2006, in the 1990s, General Motors was trying to screw up the electric car. In the 1990s.
And funny thing is
And
that
in 2000,
sorry.
in 2006, they made a documentary about who killed the electric car. That was in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
It was an American documentary.
And funny thing is, electric cars are now starting to come back. You know.
Yeah.
Jane is that they try. Jane is they couldn't stop Elon Musk. Elon Musk was a tank.
That was before Elon Musk.
I know, but I'm talking about Elon Musk now because he brought electric cars now.
Yeah.
And another thing is that the oil company, they can't stop him now. You know, he got too much power now to the point where they can't stop Elon Musk. You know,
they can't stop Elon Musk.
Nope. Am I right?
You're absolutely right. Say, if the railroads get together, I think we must make a documentary about who's stopping the high-speed rail project, which is going to be worth it. If Dimitri's, we could actually make, someone needs to make a documentary about exposing the big oil companies.
Exactly. Like, not just the oil company, the airline, the car company. Heck, if you remember Ford, Michelin, Rockefeller, like all the big companies that Rockefeller had, even Standard Oil back in the day, like all of them started buying up all the interurban and streetcar system across the nation, you know?
Yeah, that was a conspiracy.
And Jane didn't know it's a conspiracy. It was real, you know?
Yeah.
I don't understand why people say it was fake when it actually happened. There's so much proof to prove it. And people say, oh no, it's a conspiracy. Bullshit.
They say there are two types of conspiracy. Conspiracy fact and conspiracy theory. What we're mentioning right now is a conspiracy fact.
Exactly. And saying into that, they said, everybody say, oh no, the car company did not bought up all streetcar system. Yes, they did. They're freaking proof. You know?
Yep.
Heck, even the government back in the 50s, before Eisenhower fined them, you know? Like, literally, he even put a fine on the big car companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not even... You know why they're afraid of high-speed rail is because they run on electricity and catenary systems. The big oil companies do not like that because they're going to lose their money off of that because most of the trains that are operating in the United States, most of the rolling stock are diesel fuel.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And seeing it.
Well, when the electrification is happening, there's no revenues for them, so
exactly
that's gonna screw them up.
Mm-hmm. And seeing it that they know this, you know? They know it and they are scared of it, you know?
Yep.
And did the funny thing, they know what is going to happen once it did. Heck, saying is it that they don't even have big business in Europe. They do have a lot of oil refineries, but, you know, they don't make as much as they do here in the United States, you know?
Yep.
And they know what happened if they come here to the United States. They're screwed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, by the way, I remember of a company that is doing something outrageous in Nigeria.
Oh, you're talking about that city. Are you talking about that city that is going to be built in a line?
Oh, no. I'm talking about an oil company, gas company, an American gas company that's screwing Nigeria up. All of its water systems, all of its bodies of water being contaminated by oil. by petroleum.
I don't know why that they don't count it as a crime against humanity, because it should count, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it should count it up there, you know, because you're destroying land and water that the people need just for your greed, you know?
Yeah, I think somebody made a video about that particular company.
Mm-hmm. And that thing, my thing is that it's problematic, you know what I mean?
All right. You heard about Shell.
Yes.
That is the company that I actually, this person brought up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Shell is responsible for the Nigerian oil spill.
Probably
That's happening in Nigeria.
Probably is, because let's be honest, they are always messing stuff up, you know?
Yeah, they always find ways to screw things up.
And let's not forget that they're one who caused the Deepwater Horizon disaster back in 2010.
I remember the BP oil spill that messed up Florida, the coast of Florida.
That one I'm talking about, my bad. That one I'm talking about. That happened.
I believe that was in 2010.
Yeah, that was the Deepwater Horizon disaster.
Yeah.
That was bad.
That was British Petroleum, BP, that was responsible for that.
And the funny thing is that the company, they didn't need to be. I'm surprised that we're not restricting them when we need to. Because
yes, that actually affected the entire East Coast and West Coast of Florida, including the Gulf Coast. Mostly Gulf Coast states like Louisiana, Alabama,
Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
Like, it was the biggest oil spill in the world when it happened.
Yeah.
Heck, I still think it is.
Yep.
Probably still is.
One, back in 1998 in Alaska, Puget Sound, the Puget Sound oil spill.
That was from an oil tanker splitting in half. Right.
Yeah, that was Exxon who was responsible for that.
And thing is that one was a freak accident. Because one, they got trapped in a storm, you know, and Mother Nature was the blame right there. Now, the Deepwater Horizon one was the pure ignorance, you know? Like, literally, like, if you remember, Deepwater Horizon, how it happened was pure ignorance, you know?
Yeah, I understand.
Heck, and they did a movie about it, you know? They did a movie about the Deepwater Horizon disaster.
Yeah,
heck,
BP was responsible for that damage.
And the people who were at fault, they got off scot-free because they were supposed to go to jail, but they got off scot-free. Hey, you're trained. But Val! Val was dancing.
Former dance! Former dance! Former dance!
Okay, well.
But saying is that. Oh yeah, I hear a train coming. But saying is that with what's going on in Florida, I think we might be seeing a shift of power back to rail again. You know.
Yeah, in South Florida.
And saying is that Amtrak, more people are riding Amtrak now than ever. Like, they're saying that's the most that they have ever had.
Brightline's is gonna capitalize on that, no doubt.
I know. My thing is, what I think going to happen in the next couple of years is I think we're going to see a transfer from planes back to trains again. You know.
Yes.
And this time it gonna be big, you know?
Yeah, Yes, I think that Amtrak passengers would benefit from Brightline, and Brightline passengers would benefit from Amtrak, because Orlando is, I think, the crossroads of railroads
Florida.
of Florida. Yeah, where CSX Railroad, where the CSX Railroad and Brightline would cross. I could see that happening.
James, that I know for a fact is that Brightline, they then said that they don't want to work with Amtrak. It's the funny thing, because let's be honest, Amtrak have done so much wrong that, and now that they're finally getting their act together, they're pulling their weight around finally what they needed to do. I think we might start seeing some change.
Yes, I think it's going to be a competition between Amtrak and Brightline, which is much more needed. Which is a needed competition.
I know.
To rail companies.
I think we might have a big team. You know? Yep, we got a train.
Yeah.
We got a train pulling in on track 2, meaning we're going to have a let-by with Amtrak.
You're right. Amtrak. Which train is that?
PO98. Or not 98, PO89. The Palmetto.
Oh, the Palmetto.
Yeah.
When does the Amtrak auto train
come through where I live? The northbound one comes through around 11:30 at night. And the southbound one come around 2 and 3 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah. I gotta get lucky if I want to catch it, you know?
Yeah, true. The best location to catch it is on Sanford.
Oh yeah, I know that for a fact. I have never been there, but I know it a good area.
Yeah. The auto train has been there for was actually the first private passenger corporation to exist.
Mm-hmm. And then after Partner Rail almost got messed up, and here crazy thing I'll bring up. Do you want the video on what if Amtrak did not exist?
No, I haven't.
Oh my! Let it be on it. That video that talked about if Amtrak did not exist would brought a dark future to the U.S. Like the only place that would have Partner Rail would be the big cities. Though it would be the only place that would have passenger rail. Everything else that is rural or back in the mid-U.S., in the middle of nowhere, would have no passenger rail, like if Amtrak did not exist. It would be a bleak future, you know? It would be bad. You know what I'm saying, Brightline?
Yeah.
Like, it crazy. You know what? I want you to watch the video right now, and I'll call you back in a bit. You hear me?
Yeah, all right then. I'll try to watch it.
Because I'm going to get these out of the way while I still have time, you know?
All right then. I'll see you later.
All right. See you back in about 50 minutes.
All right.
All right. All right. I'll talk to them in 50 minutes. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Because we already went on 32 minutes. I'm going to start with the least surprising one about your videos have not uploaded yet to YouTube.
What?
Videos that you just uploaded?
No, I'm not. I'm still thinking about my concept, sir.
Oh, you're rail fanning, saying that right. Well, working on some new rail fanning videos, by the way, everyone. The front looked good, and also they got some nice cards in the back. These are HO. I love if they had them in scale, to be honest. But they look pretty cool.
I'm dancing at the train depot. I love dancing.
We might call him back early after if we get everything done. But yeah, look at all this. That's pretty cool. But I do got some track plan to show you on some update on some old ones with some better views. It's kind of cool. I would not mind having something like that as a house. And yet, I will call Brightline back after I get done with the magazine's reviews. And after done so into track planes, if you know what I mean. I am going a little quick with the zoomies. But yeah. Oh, and I'm also, to be real quick, I'm wearing the I Love Train shirt. So, yeah. That cool right there. Making that. Oh, I would do it at if I had to, or check if I had a chance to. And also from talking about last one on with one of my favorite track planes from last one, you know, so that one. And yet, I want Brightline to watch the video because I want him to think about it before we start back up again.
Oh.
Here, one of the only track plan in this book, which it's an okay track plan, like literally. Like, look at that. It's okay, but there are no crossovers. Like, literally. It looked okay, but not by that much by my taste, if y'all know what I mean. All made for it, taking photos and all of that. Nothing else. Don't get me wrong, it looked like a very nice layout. It's made for the looks. So, yeah. Also, you got letter on a boxcar. You could do it with any scale, which I think is cool. If y'all know what I mean. Like, literally. Like, it's cool. I'll be on it. Like, literally, with it. Rio Grande. Also, here, everyone, did it interesting because I might go look on a little bit more on a different type of video or something. Talk about a railroad to Cuba. Like, it looked interesting, and I want to do a little bit more research on this, you know, because it would be kind of interesting. Get a okay look at track plan. There are no runaround, which kind of it a naff for me. But it still looked cool in my book. It still looked cool in a way. But yeah. Heck, it would be great to see being able to barge stuff to Cuba, but sadly that never happened. Exactly, it probably used to, but not anymore. Heard some cool stuff about turntable. Oh, I think Vela getting ready to start dancing again. I think that. Oh, yep, Vela's trying to dance again. But yeah, but look at it. Didn't I? Very cool to talk about. The Repeato trained exoskeleton diesels. Or technically E8. Mm-hmm. Also, if y'all remember, I bought 2 in-scale bulkhead flats, which are going to be one at the customer that I'm thinking about, but I have not fully thought about it yet for when I'm going to work my track plan, but it's going to be cool. Another one with Virginia and Ohio. Slag like Ohio. But this is a beautiful photo right here. Jim would look at this. A minute. That Rio Grande Southern, which is a cool railroad. It's up in the back. Getting through this one because this is one that I wanted to get through first because also we got By the Yard. I still think they are funny. Right here. Hey, did you pick an all to see? Here are boxes and boxes of train where we are going to. Right here. Hey Val.
Yes.
Read by the book.
Huh? By the yard?
Yeah.
Did you finish packing? All I see here is boxes and boxes of trains. Where are your clothes? Right here. Trains, bitches. Jennifer Lopez, the singer? Oh, Jennifer Lopez can write comics about trains too. Hey, Jennifer Lopez, let's get loud, baby. You're officially a foamer. Boom.
But yeah. Also, I think cool, but also this. I have caught every one of the Heritage unit, even the Pepsi can one. I can officially said that I caught all of them. If y'all know what I mean. But yeah, but that's the first magazine down. Which I'm surprised that because I was supposed to do the magazine at the beginning of the live stream, but nope. Now this one is a little longer at 90 pages. Model Railroad Planning 2023. It looked pretty cool. And actually not 15, but 12 track plans. 2 of them I actually kind of very much like and would do. The other ones are still good, and I would try to do them with some other ways. So yeah. Also, I forgot to show you all something that I had for a long time. And it was my first phone ever. Y'all don't know it was my first phone. Small, ain't it? Like literally, it's smaller than the phone I have right now. With it over 4 years old. With Trip it, I'm probably going to have to get that phone replaced soon. But it was my first phone ever.
So your first sexy phone ever? Just kidding.
Thing is, it was okay at what it did, but it did a lot.
Jennifer Lopez, the dream woman.
Ah ha ha. That battery probably still good on it. Probably I have not used it in a long time. But yeah. But it's crazy. But yeah, now let's get back to this stuff. But yeah. Finally got the track plan to do this now. And it is a humongous one for what it is. Also, you got a lot of HO stuff right here from Repeato's Train Inc. But you got the decoders. But I already talked about the track plan. I did it in a live stream a year ago. But yeah, pretty cool. But check all this out. It's pretty cool when you just think about it. Now, I will be showing every track plan like this one. Speaking of that, there go the Lionel clock. Alkaline East. This is a pretty cool one. And it talk about the Chicago Northwestern. And look at that track plan. Look at it. That is big. Like, seriously, look. You literally got so much. Like, you got the interchange right here. You got another interchange at the other end. You got a branch line. Like, literally. Then you got another interchange with probably should be to Kansas City. Like, literally, one of the biggest train layout lines that I have ever seen in a long time. And it looked phenomenal. Like, heck, it's set in 1976, but this I can modernize into like a regional. Because I think stuff like this look good in a regional, and because look at that. That's cool. There are so many photos and stuff of it. Heck, I would not mind having a modern train layout. But look at that. It's amazing in a way. Like this, I could say is one of the top operational type train layouts. Like literally, it's up there. And that is saying a lot. And that I'll be honest about. Heck, I would love to see a modern version of it. Then we got our next track plan area, which it can also be modernized, and it's based in North Philadelphia. The Pennsy in North Philadelphia back in the day. It's a little bit of a smaller track plan, but check that out. That's still good. Like, literally. I'm turning it sideways for y'all to see better. But look at that. That nice. In a way. And that I'll be on it about. Ooh, 1 minute, my thumb is cramping. Oof. Look at all these photos. It made like operational, technically like a switching layout. But it's still pretty cool. That I'm not going to lie about. Being that I hear Amtrak coming. And also, I'm not fond of British layout, but we got our first British layout. Bum bum bum. First British train layout that I have ever did a review on. It looks small. Look at that. It looked pretty good for what it is. It's set in the 1960s. Being at PO 90 going by. Or not PO 90, PO 89. Here another one on the Jersey Central, which
Ballerina.
it's pretty cool for what it is. Like literally, a terminus, or which how it looks, it's pretty cool. But I'll show you this page first. Then this page, and then look at the track plan right there. That's pretty good for what it is. It's actually a self layout to be more exact. But it still looks pretty good for the way it is. But wow. That is crazy. Whew, got a little numb. But yeah. There we go. I'm being a little quickie with that one too. But yeah. And here another one. A ship from N to HO. Which it's pretty good for what it is. Now, also we got track plan right there. Track plan right there, I think it's pretty good. Like literally. The only thing that I would change is that I would cut that off and make like a big customer out of the end of the line, and then have like the interchange with our one right here. but it still looks pretty good for what it is. And here another one, which I think is pretty awesome too. There actually are a good amount of track plans in here that I think are phenomenal. This one, I can literally say you can actually set it in any era. But check that out. That looked pretty good. Now, I'll make it where the line terminates, and I'll put the interchange point right up here. But check it out. Like, literally. That pretty good. Like, Jane with this at that. It's phenomenal. Like, literally. Like, the interchange point would be right here. And like we'll have like the big customer at the end of the line. And it looked pretty good. Like, I'll be honest, I think it is phenomenal. And heck, I think it up there with contenders because it looked well. And instead of having a train running around in a dog bone, I can end up instead making it where termination is. If y'all know what I mean.
Imagine me and David with some dance.
Then look at the photo right here.
Oh, David, is that the one that you're talking about that you like?
What, the track plan?
Yeah, the one you're saying that you got. See the best track plan.
It up there.
Sorry, guys.
Also, look at it. Talk about some interest. Now, this is one of my least favorite track plans, but it still looked okay.
Sorry, guys.
It's one of my least favorite, but it still looked good. But did look have a good amount of track plans in it, and I recommend it a much. Let me bring it when I.
Excuse me.
If I can find it. One minute, everyone. I gotta find. Up 1 minute, everyone.
Careful, David.
Good to how to clean up on aisle 7.
David had his own cleanup control.
1 minute, everyone. I think I know where I have it. But I gotta go over there because it over there in my bed crap because I always like looking at it at night sometime. Because I do think it Jim.
Homer.
1 minute.
Oh, David, do you think I can print you a Foamer hoodie?
Very funny.
Hey, that's a sign of love for
I know. Well, I'm going to bed. Tickle you. Oop, oop.
No, I'm doing the dance at the train depot.
All right. 1 minute, everyone.
Sorry, guys. David.
No, it. Yeah, I think I might have put it.
Like, I love Baby Yoda. Like,
But I'll be honest, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, it would be on the last month train galore one. But yeah. Hmm. Hmm. 1 minute, everyone. I'm out. We're trying to find it right now. Hmm. Hmm. It. 1 minute. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, it would be on last month triangle. Ah, here it is. This one. Took me a minute. Literally took me a minute to find it. Did magazine right behind me? Yeah. Good at it one, even though Dit one only have a couple of track plans in it. The track plan I'm talking about is this one right here from last live stream, which I think is one of the top best. Heck, I might do it for multiple track plans that I think are pretty good. If y'all know what I mean. Because it would be up there. And that I'm not even joking about. And it got me thinking. But yeah. But let's get back to this bad boy. After the little mischief we just had. The track plan, I think okay, but you know. I've seen better track plans than it because I prefer more operational ones. If y'all know what I mean. Like literally. Ooh, that was my jaw popping. I've seen better one. Now here one that I think is amazing, and it the Wisconsin River subdivision. Before I show the track plan, look at paper mill. Now here the track plan. That is nice. But look at that. That a nice track plan. that good, and we start to end of the book anyway, or the magazine. But if they on the line in Wisconsin, like what are we? And here's some more photos of it. It looked pretty good. Operational standpoint, phenomenal too. You got so much to do on the layout. Also here, a little bit of adorable one, what I think is kind of cute.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. That cool. And it irritating. Now look at this. I literally. Ugh, 1 minute. I got to adjust the light for this. Like. But yeah, but that one is so big and crazy. It's just as good as that front one too. It's set in the 19 era. This during the 50s and 60s from steam to diesel. Like you guys that want me struggle with trying to sew that. But look at that. So on the bottom one, it's camera to focus. But yeah, it's still a good one. Now here, one of the entrance, but also the it's another good one, and it also one that I think could be modernized. So it's set that one era set from in the 50s, but it can also be set in transition era. But look at that track plan. That's pretty good. Like literally, I think it looked pretty good. Also, here one of the smaller layout, which is exactly what you call a self layout. But now we're getting to the last couple of pages. But yeah. More of this. And some, Woodland Scenics in the background. But this one is up there with this one from last one. It up there with last one. Like literally like crazy. But yeah, but I hope y'all enjoyed those. I might actually think about doing job bed track plans in sub. But yeah, let's join back in with the guys now. All right. All right, guys, I'm back. Hey, y'all there? Jake got done talking about the model railroad magazines.
Gotta talk about Trade Sim World.
Oh, yeah.
About Tiny showed up.
Sorry. I did got done talking about the model railroad magazine. You know what I mean?
Anything good in it?
Oh, yeah. There are 12 good track plans in this sucker.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You could speak.
I went to the train show in Massachusetts, and I asked the guy at Bachman when he thinks the Avalia Liberty would be ready to like go, and he said probably by December.
Ooh, that.
So I thought that was big news.
Ooh, but let's get on to now. Now that I got done with the model train magazine and reviewing them, because let's be honest, that one that I just showed you, I think it's the best track plan with track plans live. There are 12 track plans in that one that I just showed y'all.
Good.
And they're all amazing. But let's get talking about Train Sim World. What do you think about the new Northeast corridor route that they're adding in?
I'm glad they finally added that back, because that part of that used to be in the game.
Exactly, part of it did. And Jane, is it that here, Jane, they're going to be freight to it, because I know for a fact they're going to have CXX and Norfolk Southern with that, you know?
I think that's it's Conrail territory.
And to be honest, it's not to all Amtrak and New Jersey Transit on that line. It also CXX and Norfolk Southern. Am I right?
Well, yeah, that would be like nighttime services and stuff.
But still, that route could also lend to the freight users too. Am I right? Because let's be honest.
Yeah.
It would be good. It would be good for freight too. And also, them bringing back Stolzer Summit, you know?
That was a thing?
Yeah, they're upgrading the graphic for Train Sim World 3 and also doing a Heritage Unit DLC for Union Pacific for it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
That looked cool. I'm not going to lie. Even though it a repaint, it still looked cool. Am I right? Mm-hmm. And I know... Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
You can say what you were going to say.
No, I was just saying the trailer, I saw them running the UP engines with the SD70s with the AC44, and I was glad because I really like Sherman's Hill, but I don't like operating EMDs.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm looking forward because Sherman Hill, it does got some areas where you can switch. Like, there are some switching area. You do got two rail yards, like two massive rail yards. One at one end and the other one at the other end.
I just don't like how the SD70 operates. That's just me.
Speaking of that, what I heard is that they're out working on upgrading Horseshoe Pass, or I forget the Pittsburgh line.
Yeah, Horseshoe Curve.
Yeah, I heard that they're upgrading it to Train Sim World 3 graphics.
I didn't think the route looked bad at all, so I'm surprised they're actually doing an upgrade on this. That's cool.
Hey, same with Cane Creek. They're doing same with Cane Creek too.
Oh, I'm not a fan of Cane Creek. That's probably my least favorite route in the game.
Dude, I think Cane Creek is cool. All you have to do is add the modern CXX or Norfolk Southern power, and it would still fit.
Well, no, I just don't like the whole route's like 10 miles an hour. I just don't enjoy that.
Wait, it is 10 mile per hour?
Yeah, Cane Creek, right? It's
or not Cane Creek.
It's like 15 to like 20.
I'm not talking about Cane Creek. I'm talking about the Crenchfield.
Oh, I got that the other day. I haven't played it yet.
Well, they're going to upgrade the graphic for the Crenchfield too. With that, a cool route. Like what I was talking, I meant the Crenchfield and not Cane Creek. My bad.
Yeah, I said Cane Creek. The whole route's like 10 miles an hour. I hate it. I mean, again, the UP power on it is great, and I like the switching on it, but other from that, the route is terrible.
You know, if they were going to do that route, they could have added the extra R route to it too. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they added like a little piece of it.
And that sucked that. There was so much potential with that, and they ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that it's not 10 mile per hour. The speed limit on that line in real life is actually about 40.
Yeah, I guess that was an inaccuracy. That would probably be a lot better. Because, like, running at, like, 20 miles an hour for, like, 40 miles at the 2-hour run, it's terrible.
I know, like, in real life, the line is about 40 mile per hour. Even Delay Block Production did a video about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember his documentary on King Creek?
I never saw that, I don't think.
Like, literally, if you watch Train, you can see them speeding around about 40, you know, like 40 to 45.
Well, yeah, there's one part of the route that's like 60, and then the rest of it's just like 15.
But if you look at in real life, there are no 10 mile per hour track speed until you get into the canyon.
Yeah.
In real life, coming from where the track split off from main line onto the branch all the way down to the canyon, it's about 40 mile per hour. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, that'd probably make it a lot better.
Heck, Dubcell need to fix their crap, am I right?
Yeah, I'm hoping the new routes are better. I'm probably going to get both of them. I'm probably going to get the Acela and then the Northeast Corridor, and I'm going to get that one German route with the BR403 on it. That one looked cool.
Now here, Jane, that I'm going to bring up, with them bringing that up to, they're also doing Sand Patch Grade. They're after bringing the graphics up on that one too.
That one's okay.
Like, it better than, you know, King Creek, you know?
Yeah, I'd still probably take all the other American routes over it, though.
But you would take it over King Creek, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would, definitely.
Now, there are another route that I'm surprised that they're actually going to revamp too, and the Oakville sub. I like
that one.
I heard that they're going to revamp it, and there's rumor going around that they might be doing Via Rail and Go Transit.
That would probably make it my favorite route in the game, besides the Northeast Corridor route.
Like, good God, like, if it's true, that would make because everybody say the Oakville sub is the word train DLC. I disagree with that. Am I right?
Yeah, same. No, because it comes with more trains than Cane Creek, and it's a higher quality route.
Like, literally, like, everybody always shit on Oakville sub. Like, seriously. It got...
Yeah, no, I got that, and I played that for like 4 hours straight. I love that route.
Like, you got so much switching. You got point A to point B. Like, you got 3 rail yards. 3 massive rail yards. Am I right?
Yep.
And you literally got, and I'm going to bring it up, you got a whole bunch of smaller rail yard, a whole bunch of customer. I looked at it, and it about almost 50 customers on that route.
Mm-hmm.
You got, and big one is the car plant. Like, literally, like, and seeing it, they have the locomotive to do Go, you know, like Go Transit.
Yeah, they have the MP36 and the bi-levels from the Baby Bullet set.
Like, literally, like, all they did need it to do Via Rail.
They need to add a P42 to the game. That would benefit so many routes. P42, LRCs, LRCs for the VIA, and then again, you already have AM fleets for Amtrak.
Like, literally.
Or you could they could do Bud coaches and use it for Amtrak and VIA. Do you think they're gonna add the Viewliners to the new Northeast Corridor for like the Silver Star and stuff?
Probably will, is what I'm hearing.
I hope so. Yeah.
Now, thing that I'm thinking of, like, if they could get their act together and bring Go Transit in and make it for you know, the Oakville sub, because Oakville fits it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like seriously, like the Oakville sub, I think is one of the great sub. I mean, DLC underrated.
Yeah.
Like it underrated. Like heck, if they added like that Go Transit and Via, heck, even Amtrak run on that route. You know.
Yeah, everything runs on that road. Again, they desperately need to add the P42 to the game, and I don't know how that has not been one of their top locomotives to add. I cannot think of a higher priority American locomotive besides like the Acela than the P42.
I know. And seeing that make me laugh my butt off.
They, excuse me to interrupt you.
Up Belle working on her rail fanning intro for her rail fanning channel, you know?
Do you think the new name? I got a new name. Vel's Train Adventures.
I think that would be cute, Val.
I say that.
You know, that one thing about having a wife who also a rail fan, it's cute. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like literally, like if we work on adding that, heck, it would be even good for, you know, the Cajon Pass if they add that and, you know.
Oh, they need to add superliners for that, which would be awesome.
Oh, that would make, you know, that route even better, you know?
Yeah.
Like add that and you'll have a great route. Heck, even San Pat's Grade get Amtrak. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sam, well, again, that's superliners. Yeah. Yeah.
Like literally,
That's superliners too.
there are 1, 2, 3, 4 train routes in Train Sim World that could use Amtrak. One that could use Amtrak via route and Go Transit, and that the Oakville sub. Like, Jesus Christ. With that one.
And Sherman Hill used to be an Amtrak, right? It was I think it was either the Desert Wind or the Pioneer.
Not the Desert Wind, the Pioneer.
Yeah, it was the Pioneer. That was Sherman Hill. And I think Clinchfield might have been something. I don't know though.
I know. Now with the Clinchfield, they're a funny thing. I was talking to a friend about it on the Facebook group, and he said you can run modern CXX and Norfolk Southern on the Clinchfield, and it would look right in place, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's Creators Club. I'm doing that right now. I have like a high-speed German locomotive coupled to like 12 like 1960s British DMUs, and I'm doing like 130 miles an hour. And then I'm in the test track. There's this one part where like the tracks are like really curvy, and then it just looks a little silly.
I know. Look like
I don't know how I have not derailed.
Hey, Brightline, you there, bud?
Yes, I'm here.
What's been going on with your side again?
Yeah. I was watching a great video about Amtrak's the timeline where Amtrak doesn't exist. It would have been way worse, man.
Oh yeah. I have to agree. Well, good thing that the people who were against Amtrak failed, you know?
Yeah. I believe.
But yeah, but let me just get back to the Train Sim world. Like, what American route do you think will be coming next after the American routes that they have right now? What do you think will be coming next?
American routes?
Yeah, like after the Northeast corridor.
I think Brightline's a solid pick. Brightline, Metra, or maybe one of the Denver commuter ones, like the airport to like the city.
Yeah, you know what they're talking about? There was another one in Portland, you know, like in Washington, not Washington State.
Oh, the Cascades. That would be a cool one.
Also, there was another one, you know, with the weird DMU locomotives.
DMU locomotives.
I can't. It in the Northwest, and it a commuter rail line that used the DMU locomotive. It's pretty interesting.
It's weird.
And it's been used to them since 09, 10.
I think no. Yeah. No, I'm thinking of Washington though. The Cascade, Sounder, and BNSF would be a great route.
What about that short line railroad that in Washington State, the one that have the red locomotives? I can't remember its name.
No clue.
Its locomotives are red and white.
I've never heard of it. Seattle to Tacoma is the route I'm thinking of. That would be such a good one.
Oh yeah.
It's 79 almost the whole way. You have the Cascades, you have the Coast Starlight, you have Sounder, the commuter railway, and you have it's either UP or BNSF.
BNSF.
Yeah. I don't think that Everett would be as cool, and there's less trains, but Seattle to Tacoma would be a good one.
I know. Now, I think the Seattle, heck, we did one in Seattle a couple of years ago, not for Train Sim World, but Train Sim World. Train Simulator Classic that started in Seattle and went over the mountain range. That's
cool.
And that was old route. That was a big behind route. It took about 5 to 8 hours to go from Seattle to the other side of the mountain range.
Oh my, yeah, no, Train Sim Classic maps are so huge. I played a German route once. I'm pretty sure the route literally just went across Germany. I'm pretty sure it was Frankfurt to Berlin or something. It took me 6 hours.
But yeah, you.
And then the entire Northeast corridor. I did Washington to New Haven.
Oh yeah, that right. Someone did made a route from Washington D.C. all the way up to Boston. I forgot that.
Yeah, that's 8 hours. Insane, and that's on the Acela. That's not on the other ones.
And that's
they should actually expand the Acela down south to Richmond or to South Carolina.
They need electrification. That's not possible.
Actually, they are talking about electrification down below Virginia into North Carolina. They're already talking about that, so that actually might happen.
If they were going to electrify anything, it would be a joint effort between Amtrak, CT Rail, and the state of Connecticut. They would electrify from New Haven to Springfield, Massachusetts.
That's a good one.
Or they do the Empire Line by me, just New York to Albany, because it's already joint with electrification.
Yeah, that's another scene I agree with.
That would just be so easy to do, and it would make so much sense because there's so many trains today.
Not just electrification, but double tracking too. That's another thing. That's another factor.
Yeah, both those routes are at least double track the whole way. Up to Croton on the Empire Line's quadruple track.
Oh yeah,
it's already electrified. It's third rail. It's not overhead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those would be easy, and I wouldn't stop at Richmond. If I were them, I'd go to either all the way to Newport News, Norfolk, or Chesapeake.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Norfolk. I can't talk. Yeah, Norfolk.
Now, I do think some of the great routes would be, up there in Vermont. You remember when I talked about that?
Yeah, we were talking about it. It was Burlington to Middlebury.
Yeah,
that had one Amtrak stop in the middle, or maybe two. I think. No, I'm pretty sure it was one Amtrak stop.
It did the other thing. I'm just going to bring that up too. There are at least 4 other routes in Vermont that they could use. There are 4.
We talked about this last week.
That's it crazy, Hey, you know what I mean, guys?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, speaking of that, I need to ask, did anybody heard about the Chinese spy balloon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard about that.
That was crazy.
Yeah. I wonder what China was doing. Maybe...
Well, Jane hinted that we should have shot that thing down sooner,
Yeah, there's another Chinese spy balloon here in Latin America.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're trying to look for that.
Also, they spotted a third one. By the way.
Oh gosh.
So it's up and getting crazy.
Something's very sus about those Chinese balloons.
I know. My gut is telling me something not right.
Something's real suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Like, have you ever had those signs saying,
Yeah,
don't
the
what?
PLA is overreaching right now.
Like, literally.
Are you there, guys?
Yeah, we're still here. We're still here.
I see.
Like, we're still here.
So, speaking of which, I'll be right back. I'll need to drink some water right now.
An understandable bright line. But yeah, but there are a whole bunch of routes in Washington State that could be used. You know what I mean? Ooh. Uh-oh. 1 minute. 1 minute. Uh-oh. I think we did want to contact one of the guys. Oop. One minute. Hey, what happened, man?
Is the other Alec good?
Wait. He went to go get some water real quick.
No, I'm right. I'm back.
But I'll be honest, what I'm thinking about is the Terminate Railroad that is in for a night route. Have you heard of that Terminate Railroad in Washington? I can't.
No, I haven't heard about it.
I can't remember. It either called the E Terminus or something. You know?
Is it the Virginia Railroad Express? I believe.
Right? No. It in Washington State.
Oh, that's another. Commuter rail in Washington State. Let me try to look.
What the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry. They updated the London commuter route, and there's a bunch of new services on it.
You know, there's another route that I think would be good for Train Sim World.
What?
The Oregon Pacific Railroad. That would be good.
Read the sound there, the commuter rail.
That's what I said.
That too. But I'm talking about like short line railroad, like Terminus railroads and all that. There are a lot of those too. And I'll be honest, a lot of them are underrated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's such a cool route. There's 5 railways on it now.
Like, it's crazy. Now,
the music is in the background.
Oh,
ooh,
sorry about that.
All good.
It all good, man.
It was my grandfather who put that music up.
All good. I was curious.
Yeah, we went to Kiri. But the thing that I'll be on about, I would die to see some more short line. Heck,
we're just real good.
You know there's another one, the Iowa Interstate. I didn't realize there's another one. Have you all ever heard of the Iowa Interstate? You know? Hey guys, you there? 1 minute. Come on. Hey, y'all there?
Yeah.
They were probably on my end, but I'll be honest. Have y'all ever heard of the Iowa Interstate Railroad?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the Iowa Interstate would be a good railroad for Train Sim World. You know what I mean?
I mean, it'd be okay.
Heck, let's not forget that they got that steam engine on it.
I wouldn't say they try to avoid steam engines, but I feel like if they make a steam engine, they try to make a steam engine specific route.
Well, did one have... Ooh, there another one, too. Have y'all ever heard of the Arkansas Missouri Railroad?
Mm-hmm.
Where it have the Alcos and the FD-70s? That would be a good route for Train Sim World. 80 miles long, track speed at up to 50 to 80 mile per hour in some areas. It got a lot for it, you know? You'll have these.
I think if I was to like choose their next route, I'd go with a country they haven't done before.
What about Santo Domingo? I know that Santo Domingo hasn't have a rail network, but they're trying to propose railroad network I'm talking about. I wonder how that looks like.
Yeah, I feel like they should do a Japanese route or a South Korean route next. Like one of the either the high speed lines or like one of the commuter routes. That'd be cool.
And we got another train coming.
Or Australian like Sydney commuter route would be cool too.
What about the Alaska Railroad? You know?
I think they should look outside of the U.S. Was my point. Like,
yeah,
they should do a new country.
Yeah, I agree with Gordon.
What about Mexico?
The Cuban Railroad as well.
That too. What about Mexico? You know,
Mexico just has the same stuff as the U.S. I just want to see some completely new train types.
Yeah, true.
What about Chile? You know, like Chile down in South America, and
they use American stuff.
Yeah, but their American stuff is unique. Heck.
They have different plows and stuff. Again, I just want to see like a completely new train. Like Asian trains are so much different. I mean, African trains are probably Asian trains because Chinese fund everything in Africa.
Guys, Africa is by U.S. built locomotive. Africa.
I'd like to see Stadler flirts in the U.S. Man.
Even with flirt. Like if they added the flirt to Caltrain, I'd be happy. That's a European type of thing we haven't really seen before.
Guys, I'm just going to bring it up. Like Africa do buy U.S. built locomotives. You might not notice it, but there are different countries in Africa that do buy U.S. built locomotives.
Yeah, but they use they buy like the Class 66 like Europeanized like American stuff. Like it's American built, but it's like more like targeted like Europe stuff. And they're like, oh, I mean. Saudi Arabia has those SD-70s, but that's technically Asia.
I know.
I believe they should go with a railroad that has Stadler flirts. I believe.
Moroccan railroads would be cool because they have a lot of similar stuff to French stuff. Like they have they have the TGV, they have old French diesel locomotives and stuff.
They could try and something like the UAE as well, or Qatar.
I don't think the UAE has a single rail line.
Hey,
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they don't.
Tacoma Bay Rail?
Oh, the Tacoma. I remember the railroad.
It's like a subway or something from the airport, but I'm pretty sure they don't have like a word rail.
Hey guys, I remember the railroad that
I do.
Oh, no, I lied. The UAE has, I think, one rail line that follows the coast.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys,
the one goes inland, but the other side that's the coast.
Hey guys,
I mean that would be neat. I mean that'd be cool.
Hey guys, I remember.
Again, I want to see some East Asian stuff for like African stuff. That would be neat, or even like South Africa, like Argentina area. That would be cool. Or like Chile.
I would probably see Asian concept on that simulator.
Oh, I would be so happy to add an E5. They got an Asian developer on. It was a few roadmaps ago. They got another development like crew on board, and they're like for Train Sim Classic. They made the Japanese and Chinese routes and stuff. So hopefully they'll come out with something soon. That would be awesome.
Guys, I remember the railroad name.
It could be nice to see a Asian concept running on American soil.
We would have if that corrupt.
Shot and we kind of blew it. Unless again someone somehow can save it or the government wants
Southwest. No, it's Southwest.
Yeah,
Nope, you can't have that.
Texas Central was going to be actual competition. Brightline's good and all, but it's not competition of the airline.
I know.
It's a little bit, but it's not like actually threatening competition.
Yeah,
Texas
airlines are
Central,
like,
you're getting between the two cities faster than flying.
yeah, I believe the airlines are like, they don't want us. They think that they're going to lose a lot of demand because of the bullet trains.
Well, yeah, that's true. But then again, that's going to bring Houston and Dallas more population for both of them to split ridership or whatever.
There's a lot of interest in that area with the airlines.
Yeah, there is. I went to Indianapolis, so I wouldn't say that. But I went to Houston. That airport is so busy.
I mean, like,
Mhm.
we better need to get I guess we need to fight on Southwest, because if we need high-speed rail
I don't know how
Texas,
Southwest is a threat, though. Southwest is probably like one of my last airlines I would like on the priority list, in my opinion. It's like you don't have an assigned seat. It's so disorganized. Their like employee system is like worse than the freight railroads. They'll just call for like
guys.
Be like, yo, you need to fly a plane.
Hey guys, God, I remember the route name or the railroad. It called Tacoma Rail. It in Washington State. It would be a cool route to do because of what it does. Like literally, it a short line railroad that it in Washington, and it got the mad grades in one area that are very steep.
Alright.
Also, there is another route that is down in Mississippi called the Mississippi Export Railroad or Railway. It's pretty cool. And it also have BNSF that run on it too. You know?
Speaking of which, I have an a virtual airline operation going on here.
Oh dear. Brightline, are you a traitor or a spy? Oof.
No man. I'm just
That game is pretty fun.
It is, but I did a joke right there, you know?
I mean, like, I have 5 virtual airlines operating in different countries right now. One in Atlanta, one in Shannon.
They had like a terrain version of that game. You could build like rail lines and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have that exact one. I have a very similar game.
It's called Airlines Manager.
Yeah, I have it on my phone. It looks a little different.
Hey Val,
Like,
how much memory is on this phone?
Lower than what you want, David.
Oof. No. Does it have more than my old phone?
Yes.
Never knew that. But I'll be on it, guys. This is what I'm going to bring up. Like, the airlines are struggling right now, if y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are actually going from airline to Amtrak and commuter rail. So,
Yeah, but again, there's no capacity in Amtrak, which is my point.
don't worry.
Amtrak doesn't have enough equipment to support this increase of ridership.
I know.
Yeah, that's true.
I know, but I think we might be seeing the shift point back from airline to passenger rail. I think we're actually starting to see the transition back. You know?
You know what? You know, there's a lot of influx of passengers on rail because Southwest is the biggest airline, one of the biggest airlines in America, and they're having a problem right now.
They have no pilots.
I know, and
Yeah.
I think that is what's doing them in, if y'all know what I mean.
I mean, like, Southwest is having a problem right now. They're trying to fight off Texas Central while they have their own problem to deal with, which is a bad time for them.
I'll be honest. I think Texas Central might make a comeback. You know, my gut did tell me.
I highly doubt it.
there's a chance. I mean,
A very, very small chance.
True,
It'd
but
be great if it happened. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not looking good.
who knows?
They have taxes due. There's no one at their headquarters. There's no progress being done. It's just not looking good.
I do think that we might have something that happens. I think that they might go under. Dip for a bit. Dip for the airline to quit going after them for a bit, and I think they'll come back like no tomorrow. I don't know why, but I think. This is what I'm thinking what is going to happen. I think Texas Central is going undercover, under the radar right now. And I think after they get everything back together, I think they're going to come like no tomorrow at the airlines,
Or there could be a possibility for Brightline to buy that rail line.
They already have their hands full with the Brightline West project.
Yeah. They haven't. Brightline has something to deal with right now. They have their own problems.
And once they get that done and they deal with the current Brightline in Florida, I mean, maybe, but that'll be a long time from now. That's a solid decade from now.
And another thing is Brightline West.
Now I do.
Well, that's what I meant by the other project.
Now, I do think eventually Brightline in Florida will start doing a track into high-speed rail in the future, like going even faster.
In the current one?
Like, I'm talking about...
I believe he's talking about the Las Vegas, Los Angeles route, I believe.
No, I'm talking about Florida.
Oh no, they can't go faster in Florida. They need new trains and they need electrification. The Chargers can I wouldn't say barely do 125, but you don't get very far past that.
Let not forget that there is a diesel train set in Europe that hits speeds up to 160.
But that was the original what?
Yeah, there were train sets in Europe.
I know the original TG, like the original TGV, like the turbo-powered one did that, but that was a prototype, and it was not reliable at all.
My thing is that I will be honest on it. There are some areas in Europe that are 10 and 1, and the thing is that it's crazy thinking about it, but
what are they testing in Europe?
It's a thing in Spain. It's a train set that is diesel powered that hits speeds up to 160, 165.
I mean, maybe, but we want electric rail. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's better.
I do agree. Electrified rail is better, but I think it would be a good supposition for a bit until we can get it.
Yeah.
I think Brightline having problems on him again.
All right, I just got new intro, guys.
But I'll be honest, my thing is that I think, and this is what I think we need to do. And this is what Alan Pfister talked about on his video, is to, make the railroad pay for not double tracking, make them pay for not electrifying, make the money do the walk. Am I right?
Yeah, the fastest. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
The fastest diesel train ever was the HST 125, and it did 150 miles an hour.
Was it in Europe?
Yeah, it is. It's England.
Oh, so I was right.
Yeah, no, the train you're probably thinking of is electric.
But heck, think about it. They still use that set anyway,
When they started retiring, they only do 125 miles an hour in service because it's not very safe to go above that. And again, the electric version of the Charger, the Charger's based off the Vectron. The Vectron can only do 135 in service, and that's the electric version. I mean, it's powered by the same motors, but that has a constant current of electric. The diesel, the engines, whatever, however engine's working.
Now, I do think, what I do think, we can subsidize with diesel for right now until they can get electrification approved, you know?
Yeah, I was just saying that Brightline cannot go any faster without electrification.
True. And, all they have to do is, I know it will take about 2 years to do electrification from Orlando to Miami. Let's be honest, it'll take a couple of years.
Miami? I think it's going to be a lot more than 2 years, because, again, they need to do Brightline West first.
I know, I'm talking about if they do electrification, because look how long it's taking Caltrans to electrify.
Yeah, but that actually was done in an impressively quickly amount of time. They started work not too long ago. It's been, 3 years?
Yeah.
If Raleigh could electrify, I think the Florida East Coast Railroad can also electrify. What? I could see that happening if the Florida East Coast could electrify, because let's be real here.
Right of way all the way up to Jacksonville, they electrify the entire railroad. That would be great. That would be the first electric freight in the U.S. in a while, mainline electric freight.
Yeah.
All right, guys. A lot mainline electric freight railroad, a coal freight railroad in Texas, and that led the electrification ended around 2008.
Yeah, but it wasn't even mainline. It was from a power plant to a coal mine.
I know.
I'm talking about Penn Central, Pennsylvania Railroad, mainline, a freight, in service, mainline service electric.
I know. Hey, guy, I'm going to ask you something. Do you know where the electrified interurban railroad in the United States is in?
No.
Iowa.
No.
It's in Iowa.
Oh, yeah, they use those little tiny, electric engines. They interchange in the Pacific, right?
Yeah, it's the Iowa Traction Company. It's still around.
Mm.
The funny thing is that I didn't realize that would be an adorable route to do in Train Sim World, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah.
It's a small route, but about 20 to 25 miles, but it's adorable, you know? And it would be perfect, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it would be a full railroad right there in itself, because it is, you know? I would die to have that route if someone make it, you know? For the love of God, since someone didn't make that route happen, you know what I mean? But, yeah. But, God, I'm going to add something else.
David, I'm going to upload it.
Oh, Val did now upload in her video. I'll probably share the link with everyone.
Hold on.
But, yeah. But there are so many American short line railroads that could be used in Train Sim World. It's crazy.
I guess it just doesn't appeal to everyone, which is their problem with their market. From a marketing standpoint, if you make an Amtrak route, oh my God, everyone in America loves it. Every rail fan in America loves Amtrak. They're going to support that. Not everyone knows about some short line or whatever the hell, and I feel like that wouldn't appeal to everyone.
Now,
everyone knows Union Pacific, everyone knows BNSF. They want the big names in their game. They don't want little Chinese stuff that no one knows about.
But there are a small railroads that are very well known, like Montana Rail Link, the Arkansas Missouri.
Oh, yeah, but I feel like that's pretty widely known in the Class 2. It's not a short line.
Yeah, I'm talking about Class 2s.
Would be fine because people know about it because it's a Class 2. I feel like Class 1 and Class 2.
I'm so mad.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about George Carlin, who actually made a comedy show about NIMBYs? About NIMBYism.
I remember that.
I already watched watch that. It's kind of funny. It's kind of hilarious.
Guys, it's 50% really export.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. I'll be honest. Heck, I would die to see it. Again.
Yeah.
But it did crazy when you did think about it. Oh, Brightline. Did you hear? Guys, I'm going to bring that up. Did you heard about new commuter rail line that they're doing up in Maine?
Yeah. Let me try to
Look
somewhere else.
Like, oh. It understand, old Brightline.
Okay.
You can in a bit. I'm almost done.
All right. What you were trying to say?
Like, I would talk about that new commuter rail line that they are starting up in Maine. Like, you heard about it?
No, I haven't heard about it. What's it called? I'm kind of interested.
They are do you know them old RDB cars?
Oh, the RD. No, it's not a commuter line. They're trying to do that for like. I mean, I wouldn't say it's not commuter, but I just don't see it being like. I don't know. I need to look into it more. I saw some little bit of it. It looks kind of dumb.
Well, it's going to go from Portland to Brunswick, which
That's served by Amtrak, but I mean, it could be successful.
I know. Dana, Amtrak only come about 4 times a day. Am I right?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not good.
And Jane, is it that with it would subsidize and that we help out,
I believe some states need to actually build state corridors of their own, I believe.
Yeah, that's like the one thing the British rail system did right, that government owns the tracks and you just pay to go on them.
I know.
Yeah.
That thing that we should have done here in the U.S. long ago, it could have saved so many rail lines.
Oh, I know.
Like, literally, it could have saved so many rail lines. It could have helped brought high-speed rail to the U.S. a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because if the government owns the track, you could operate whatever you want. You could operate whatever you want on it.
You know, the biggest lobbyists are the airlines and the car companies in the government.
It's big oil, big pharma, and big tech.
Yeah, big oil. Yeah, big oil. Big pharma and big tech.
That's the biggest influence. At least in my opinion, that's what I see it
Well, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's also.
Which own those? People who they own shares in companies, whatever, like BlackRock and stuff.
Yeah, they buy. Let's say they buy politicians, and they usually give the money to politicians just to campaign on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll be honest about lift up your shoe before I can move the carpet back. But I'll be honest. I think we're starting to see a ship where the airlines are going to have a tough time in the future. Right? It might sound crazy, but I think the airlines are going to have a bad time in the future. You know what I mean? It might sound crazy, but I think we might be seeing a bad time for airlines,
I don't think that will happen.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're at the point where, let's say
They're at a breaking point.
no, they're having cruises and stuff like that, but they're not failing, and I feel like unless we build a lot of high-speed rail, they don't face a problem. Because, let's say Texas Central gets built, California high-speed rail gets built, all that, people are still going to take planes instead of Amtrak from Houston to San Francisco or Dallas to New York. They're not going to take Amtrak. I mean, that will affect short-haul flights, but long-haul flights, it really brings in the money for the airlines.
And those are, long-haul flights are like the transcontinental flights, I believe.
Yeah. I would love to take Amtrak across the United States if it didn't take 6 days.
Yeah.
6 days versus 6 hours, I feel like the airline would appeal more to most people.
Mm-hmm.
True.
My point
Yeah,
is
my-
that
Oh, sorry.
my point is that I think the reason why the airlines are struggling right now is because their short haul flights are not doing so good right now. I think
Yeah.
No, they are. I flew on United the other day to Indianapolis. Almost the entire plane was full.
Especially what's going on Southwest right now.
South, yeah, but I feel like people like to. I mean, if you're not looking for low cost, and especially not low cost flyers, like if you're flying like United, Delta, American, and you're getting like mileage points, and you'd benefit from those, people are gonna be more inclined to take the airline. I feel like Amtrak should have a system like that. Like there's like, I mean there is, but it's not like how the airlines do. Because like let's say I fly to like New York to California like twice a week. I get so many miles. You know how many free flights I can get out of that?
a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Like
But-
that's the thing. You take us enough, you get a free trip, or you get free meals or free drinks or something like that.
I
I
know.
got a big question to say that I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Are the airlines the worst industry in the United States?
No.
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 I believe they're not the worst industry, but they're right behind the the internet providers, I believe.
Mm,
Well, yeah, because they'll just sell your information.
Yeah.
mm-hmm. To be honest, I think the airlines are second worst to work for, you know?
No, they pay decently well for rather simple jobs.
I'm talking about customer service, I believe.
Oh, customer. Yeah, it depends on what airline. Like in low-cost airlines, yeah, it's really bad. But like flagship carriers, again, United,
Alright,
Delta,
baby,
American, they have
check
pretty good customer service.
JetBlue. I wonder what's going on with JetBlue.
JetBlue is the most like Switzerland of U.S. airlines. They're not low cost, but they're not a flagship carrier. And I mean, honestly, JetBlue, you're probably gonna get the most bang for your buck with.
Yeah, true.
They're not the nicest, but for what money you're spending with JetBlue, you're gonna get the best experience.
Yeah, true.
So no, I think JetBlue's a really good operation.
But this is what I'm going to say like our country do need high-speed rail, like not across country high-speed rail, but like inner city high-speed rail. You know what I'm saying?
Or even like frequent inner city like electrified lines that like it doesn't have to be high speed. Like 79 miles an hour the entire way pretty much does just fine if it's like a shorter distance. Like you know the Amtrak Hoosier State train between Indiana and Chicago. That train had huge ridership. The only reason it stopped is the state of Indiana didn't want to pay for it.
Okay, I am for regional rail as well. That could go
I think regional rail should be the first step. I don't think we should just jump straight into high-speed rail.
I know.
Yeah,
It's like you got to do the side missions first.
Mm-hmm.
Or even upgraded lines. Some lines, like in the U.S., they're straight for dozens of miles. Like, that wouldn't be hard to upgrade into a high-speed line.
You know, Minneapolis, they're talking about doing high-speed rail in Minneapolis.
That's
I
true.
don't think that will happen. It's not densely I would say it's not densely populated enough. There's just not the population to support it in general.
Do you realize Minneapolis do have 500 people, and it's going up to a second name city with half a population of 2 million? Like,
Well, I've heard about Wisconsin trying to bring up high-speed rail back in the
I'm
2010s.
assuming the line would probably go through Wisconsin to Chicago. That would be the only logical place for it to go.
Yeah, true.
my point is that a city can have over 1 million people and still be good for high-speed rail, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's a good amount for it. But I feel like we should focus on connecting the biggest cities first. Again, Texas Central, I mean, it could have gone so many ways, and it didn't go probably any in the good ways, but again, it's possible, I guess.
We gotta connect the Florida Panhandle. They're left behind. I mean, like,
Oh yeah,
that's the Florida Panhandle.
he got a point.
What? I mean, we should actually construct a regional rail that connects the Florida Panhandle to Jacksonville.
Yeah, like even the capital.
Brightline was going to do that once they're done with all their other projects. They were going to go north.
Yes.
Mhm.
But I'm talking about an east and west connection.
What do you mean, like Texas or something?
No,
Like,
from
Jacksonville.
from Mobile, Alabama to Jacksonville, Florida.
Well, they were planning on bringing the Sunset Limited back.
Yeah.
Which is one of probably the only things that will actually happen on their Connect Us map they proposed. Some of that stuff was just stupid. Like, they're not bringing trains back. They haven't run in like 50 years.
Yeah, true.
well, there is
The freight railroads won't allow it.
there are a couple of routes that could possibly happen, like Savannah to Atlanta. That could possibly happen.
Yeah, but that's not very hard to do. I'm talking about like the North Coast Limited route or bringing back the Pioneer. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Also, I'm just going to bring it up. There are rumored that they're talking about doing high-speed rail from Savannah to Atlanta. Which,
Again, I don't think the population supports it, but
at least it
possible.
does, because the population in Savannah is more than Charleston. Like, Savannah, Georgia, have a population of 800,000.
yeah, but they get 3 days. They get 3 trains a day from Amtrak. They had the population. They'd probably send another Palmetto down there or something.
And also, in Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta got a big population, about almost 5 to 8 million people.
Yeah, but I feel like they'd have a better time connecting. I mean, I think that they are mainly focused on the Northeast Corridor, which is good because that's like their backbone.
I know, but
So,
there are a lot of
They
other.
need to upgrade that. They're focused on most of the state-supported stuff because the state likes to pay for it, and they're like, all right, we'll go along with whatever the state wants. And they're least focused on long-distance stuff and stuff that runs on freight rails.
And I'll be honest, heck, like Amtrak owns some tracks up in North Carolina. Let not forget that the Carolinian.
I think the state owns it.
Yeah, the state, and they're talking about doing that at high-speed rail in the future.
Well, again, I think we should start regional rail first. If we can get a very good regional rail system around the country from city to city, that would be perfect. And then after we do that, we can upgrade those lines to high-speed lines, whichever one's ridership supports that.
Probably.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, I could see high-speed rail from major city to major city, from one state to the next.
Well, yeah, that's the point. But again, you need the ridership to support that. Like, I don't.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
You don't want to build a high-speed rail line and then no one ride it, and you're like, well, shit.
well,
I just built all this. I know
Well,
it's
there
like,
are-
Everybody wants low ridership numbers.
well,
Exactly.
there are 3 places that we have hope from, and that Brightline in Florida, Brightline West, and California high-speed rail. Those are the 3 that we're hoping on right now.
Well, Brightline in Florida isn't really even a high-speed line. It's like
It's
high
inner
speed
city.
line.
It's like a higher speed line.
It's a higher speed line, which is good. Again, it's a great step in the right direction, but it's not a high speed line.
But I'll be honest.
I think high speed rail is 300. No, 300 kilometers an hour or 186 miles an hour.
No,
That's debatable if we're
150
trying to-
mile per hour. High-speed rail is above 150 mile per hour. In one thing.
Yeah, but that's the debate.
There's a debate if high-speed rail is qualified for 125 or 150, which is debatable.
Well, I think it's 180. I think it's 186, and anything above 180 qualifies. But I feel like the argument's 150 because Sweden is limited to 150. America is 150. Some other countries have 150, and they like to say, "Oh yeah, we have high-speed rail," and then we're like, "No, you don't." You higher speed rail, which is great, but I think the benchmark's 300 kilometers an hour, 186 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. My point is that the Northeast Corridor is where we're probably going to see high-speed rail the fastest because the tracks are getting upgraded for they can do 180.
I think they totally could do especially not Edison. Edison's right north of New Brunswick, right?
I believe
so. I'll say New Brunswick. New Brunswick to Trenton. There's the 150 mile an hour zone, but it's split by a 135 mile an hour curve. If they could widen, no, I wouldn't say widen. If they could make that curve a lot wider, they could probably reach 200 miles an hour in that section with good enough track and wire.
Well, I heard,
but they just spent the $800 million upgrading it to 150 currently. Wires, catenary poles, and all that. So I don't think they're going to do that. But if they would widen that curve, that could easily be the first 200 mile an hour track section in the U.S.
Well, there is a possibility because they're talking about upgrading a track down in New Jersey for 180. They're talking.
They already did 150, which I think they could achieve 180 there. But it would not be a sustained 180. It would be 180 for 30 seconds, and oh shit, we gotta slow down for track.
Guys, we have a week until the Super Bowl, man.
Oh,
I wonder what.
I got work on that day. I worked 7 to 4.
What day is it of the week? Is it a Saturday?
It's on a Sunday, I believe.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl Sunday. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Look
like we got it at the moment.
Yep.
But I'll be honest, the new availability, they have a new technology or techniques up and into that make it where they can actually do 180 around curves in some areas.
Those trains are easily good for 220 miles an hour.
I know, but I think with the new availability coming out, I think D10 are going to up the speed on the Northeast Corridor. To be honest,
well, yeah, because the new trains could easily reach it better. They could get up to 150 much faster than the oldest was.
I think the Dominican Republic. Well, let's talk about overseas things. I think the Dominican Republic will need something like 150 or 170 miles per hour due to.
And even that's extensive. The island's not that big. Even I'd say 100 would do just fine.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need that. We don't need high speed rail, but
the 100 support it. But let's say a 10 million population city to another 10 million population city. Yeah, that's really good for really high speed rail because the amount of ridership you get to support that, and the frequency of trains you'd have running, you'd need that high speed to keep the trains moving.
Not only that, we have a nationalized high speed rail. We're going to have a nationalized high speed rail system.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to be good for the Dominican Republic.
Seeing that Velta uploaded her new intro for her rail fanning video, so I am going to put that in a post and in the live stream chat. But I'll be honest, this is what I'm going to say. We need to, work up in, let's be honest, high-speed rail would work phenomenally in some areas of the U.S., if y'all know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
Literally, there is, Minneapolis to another city, I can't remember the other city name, but both cities have a population capacity that could serve high-speed rail.
Yeah.
If y'all know what I mean. Then we have high-speed rail areas in Charlotte to Atlanta. To be honest, Charlotte to Atlanta would be a good area for high-speed rail. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Speaking of which, we should actually do live streams like this in your server, the Phantom Train server.
Yeah, I'd say we should let other people join.
I know,
Yeah.
but it might be hard trying to get people in there. I think I need to, do a little more with that.
Yeah.
I feel like you should save streams for every 2 weeks because we'd have a lot more to talk about.
Well, I do like.
Because I've noticed streams. I sometimes just talk about the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah,
It's fine.
true. News in the transportation sector are less frequent, I believe.
It's either we have a crap ton of stuff in a short amount of time, or we have nothing.
Yeah.
What it? Intro. Sorry, my phone. Ooh, truck. But I'll be honest, it's up, and when I was talking about high-speed rail and stuff, there is so many routes here in the U.S. that could be done, so many high-speed rail route. You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah. Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I know that high-speed rail, we want high-speed rail, but we got to do some regional rail first and local transit.
Yeah.
And local transit. Local transit is left behind as well.
Well,
it's behind in a lot of the country. Again, besides the Northeast, we need a lot of commuter rail around the country. Again, Northeast is fine, California is fine.
Florida's fine as well.
Some cities can totally use it. Again, Indianapolis, I was just there. They have one train a day, and it's the Cardinal, which runs 3 days a week. That's terrible. That city's huge, and they used to have constant train service. And then the state just decided that we don't want to pay for it anymore.
yeah, that Minneapolis for you.
Indiana is the anti-transit state in the Union. I'm going to say that. Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
In Indianapolis, we got NIMBYs that are against light rail.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I was at the hotel, and there's all these photos of back from the 30s when there was a streetcar, and I probably every photo there's a streetcar catenary or something. There's a hint of it in every photo, every single one. And I walk out on the street, and there's no sign of it at all.
That team would
I actually exposed the NIMBYs who were these groups are actually car dealers and business people who work with cars and sell accessories to cars.
And another one on that one.
Yeah. There were two people who are leading the NIMBYs in Indianapolis.
I was there, and I was like, you cannot tell me this huge city gets 3 trains a week.
I know.
Yeah.
Heck, that same here with Charlton. Let me be honest. Downtown Charlton, we had a streetcar system. We had commuter trains. We had commuter trains up until the 60s.
Yeah.
And most people don't know about it, but you've been able to take a commuter train from Charleston to Somerville. Heck, you've been able to take an intercity train from Charleston to Columbia, Charlton to Savannah, Charleston to Florence.
You guys have a commuter train that was called the Good Friend of Charleston.
Yes. First ever passenger train in the U.S. was here in South Carolina, and it was called the Best Friend of Charleston.
And by the way, saying that trains don't work today is a big understatement. Look at what the Union Pacific had done in the 1860s.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we've been expanding the transcontinental railroad had built the American West. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They connected East and West.
Mhm.
And they actually, they were selling property near their right of way, and along their right of way, towns had sprung up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if you look during the late 40s, early 50s into the 60s, when the interstate started popping up, all these small towns started dying off. To be honest, when you think about it, the roads are cancer. They're like a poison. They're like meth. They're like meth.
And in some cases, they actually kill off towns. There was a ghost town back in the 1970s, I believe, back in Florida. And once the interstate highway was introduced, they actually destroyed the entire town. And that's a ghost town there right
Can I
now.
interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Yes?
Oh, David, did you know they're also upgrading the Boston route too on Train Somehow?
Oh, yeah. I kind of figured that because that was one that they were upgrading for to Acela.
Yeah, I didn't know that was getting updated too.
I
was hoping they were going to go all the way to TF Green Airport. Because that would add another 150-mile-an-hour section for the Acela.
I don't know. Technically, in real life, like, they are working on adding more high-speed sections for Amtrak in the Northeast.
Well, south of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Railroad got a Metroliner up to like 170 miles an hour one time. No, not a Metroliner. It was a UAC Turbo. But the catenary there is not tension, so like if the Acela goes over like 130, like the catenary like gets all messed up.
Well, what I heard is that they're replacing that catenary with upgraded catenary for high speed.
Yeah, they did that in Jersey, and now the Acela can do 145 to 150 there.
I know for a fact.
I went down to Princeton Junction like a week after that happened. Saw some Acelas doing that.
To be honest, I think in the next couple of years we'll be seeing Amtrak going even faster on the Northeast corridor.
Well, yeah, because the new Acelas are supposed to start off at 160 and should probably go up to 180 in service in no time.
I heard that there's going to be some Siemens Chargers with new catenaries.
Yeah, they're so they're so dumb. They're replacing the ACS 64s with those, and they're not even like 10 years old yet.
I could see them using. I could see Amtrak using those because they're kind of useful for, let's say, emergency breakdowns and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, they're keeping some of them for the long-distance trains, but they said they were going to sell half of them, and I'm like, you guys are so stupid. You don't run half your regionals south of Washington. Just buy new Siemens cars and hook them to the back of the ACS 64s. You don't need entirely new locomotives that are going to cost way more money.
Exactly.
Listen, I believe that they're trying to do this is because, you know, the ACX 64s cannot run on without catenary.
Yeah, because they're fully electric engines.
Yes, so they're trying to. I believe that Amtrak needed the more Siemens Chargers. Is that the Siemens Chargers could actually operate on diesel and on electricity.
Well, yeah, that was their point of ordering the trailing cars with the catenary conversion, whatever the hell. Because they No, you know why?
Why?
I mean, I'm not exactly why, but Amtrak's lazy. That's mostly why. No, I'm not even kidding you. The engine changes in Washington, D.C. take so long.
Yeah, true.
True.
Because they're not very good at it. Back in the old days, they could change out like steam engines or whatever in like 3 minutes. It takes Amtrak like 20 to do a diesel to an electric. It's insane.
20 minutes?
Oh, that's at best. I was in Washington, D.C. one time. It took them 45 minutes to do an engine change.
Wow, just about 45, not almost an hour, but 45 minutes?
Yeah, that's approachable.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, and that, it's probably been worse before, too.
Gosh.
That crazy, I'll be honest.
It's going to take, I imagine, taking an hour for an engine change.
Yeah, it's stupid. Up in Albany, the Lakeshore has an hour of dwell time in Albany, not because the train's usually late, but because the engine change takes so long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
It'll take them like 30 minutes to do the engine change, and the train sits there for like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the future, we won't have engine changes like that anymore.
Well, yeah, but it shouldn't take them that long at all.
The handgun.
Yeah, it wouldn't take that long.
Back when New York Central was doing engine changes, again, they did it in like 3 minutes.
Sorry, David was reading about something.
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes is all it took.
Yeah.
Did what I'll be honest about, like, there are so many areas in the U.S. that could be electrified. Like, hey, we actually had
Electrified the entire United States.
On God.
Well, David.
Mm-hmm. Did what I'll be honest about. But problem is that it's gonna be hard with the class ones, you know.
Oh, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's really the only thing stopping it.
And that's the reason why Amtrak is doing the dual mode locomotive. That's the only reason they're doing this.
Yeah, I'm going to add that to my analysis on the challenges of bringing high-speed rail to America, which is I'm currently working on.
Well, yeah, but that's just upgrading lines to be high speed. Again, I did not give you guys my take on Texas Central. I'll go on a little rant here. So, my opinion, they took the completely wrong approach on it. Because, like, you see California, they're building an entirely new track, but it's on existing Union Pacific right-of-way, mostly, or it's, like, following. Texas Central was like, we'll just build an entirely new rail line. And that's stupid, because there's most of the section between Houston and Dallas, there's one part where the track's straight for, like, 50 miles. You cannot tell me you can't upgrade that and do, like, 180, 200 miles an hour. You just need to upgrade the track, double track it. Existing right away. You don't have to deal with angry landowners not willing to sell you land. Building the right away will be cheaper.
Problem is in Union Pacific.
Allegorically.
Yeah.
The problem is in Union Pacific. The line you're talking about is owned by Union Pacific, and my God, Union Pacific is worse when it comes to passenger trains. Like, they treat Metra like crap.
Canadian National is the worst.
Canadian National.
Oh, yeah.
Class ones are actually stupid in general.
No, but I feel as though if Texas Central would have been I want to talk that aside. Whatever. We'll say talk to them. Talk to Union Pacific. Listen, we'll double track the entire line. We'll use it during peak hours in the daytime to run our high speed whatever trains. I'd go with the Avalia Liberty. So you could run them alongside freight trains, not the Shinkansen, which you can't because FRA regulations. And you could run all the trains you want at night. We will not run a single train at night. Nighttime, you run all the freight trains you want through our track. And they could have easily negotiated that out. Trains running faster, double track. You could run trains bi-directionally. There's no need for sidings. It would have been such a good deal. But again, they took it at the complete wrong approach.
What about inspection trains? We need more of those.
What happened
in the United States?
Like Dr. Yellow.
Yeah, Dr. Yellow's iconic.
We have those.
Oh. Yeah.
OCS trains.
We have the FRA's 3 cars. Every big railway has one, and Amtrak has a few. Here, I'll send you guys this photo.
All right.
For the high-speed rail.
Okay.
If you look at that one line right down towards Houston, it pops into Houston. It goes straight north.
I know.
Straight north, but straight towards Dallas. It's a straight line, and that route is straight. You need to realign a few curves, but besides that, that's easily a printable trick.
True, but
I could see.
but you're going to be fighting tooth and nail with the class 1s. Oh. Am I right? You'll be fighting tooth and nails with the class 1s.
Oh God. Why?
Yeah, class 1s are kind of lazy when it comes to infrastructure.
Now the two class 1 railroads that do treat Amtrak with respect is CP and KCS. They're the only two that treat the passenger rail with respect. Like, literally.
Speaking of class 1s, I've heard about the derailment of Ohio. Well,
2 derailments in
yeah,
Ohio.
there were 2 derailments at the same time?
Hey, well, I'm going to stay on for 10 more minutes, and then after that I'll end the live stream, but
I'm just gonna sleep in the bathroom. No, I'm serious.
but this is what I'm going to be on about. We need to work on freaking bringing passenger rail back to the country in full force. Am I right?
No matter if it's high-speed rail, commuter rail, or regional rail, we need to bring back public transit too.
Yeah. Well, I talked about it in last week's live stream, and it was talking about, bringing an S-Bahn system to Charleston and Somerville and Monk's Corner. Or not Monk's Corner, but Goose Creek. It would work here. But, yeah.
By the way, I have to go.
Yeah, same. I'm getting tired. I need to wake up.
And Val got to get ready to go to bed. She got work at 5:45 in the morning.
5:30.
5:30.
Yeah.
My bad.
I'm not gonna help you.
Alright.
Drive a car
All
for me.
night.
But, yeah. Y'all have a good night.
Y'all have a good one.
Later, you two.
Hey, y'all. Thank you, guys.
Later, Brightline.
Hey, guys.
All right, that was Brightline and the other guy, but got to get ready.
Intro?
Oh, yeah, I already shared it. I put the link in chat.
What did they think about it?
They think it was cute.
Oh.
But I posted a post in my YouTube about it too, though. But we'll talk more about it in next week's live stream. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the live stream. I hope everybody having a great week. And I hope everybody have a night. And we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. And have a night one. Peace out.